This is Muckspout.
Welcome to the Muckspout Podcast. I'm Eric.
And I'm Darren.
Today we're going to go through 40 things only 90s kids will remember. We did not compile this list, so if it's terrible, we apologize in advance.
This has nothing to do
We'll make
with
the
us.
most of it.
We're just going to comment on the 40 things that were compiled by somebody that hopefully grew up in the 90s also.
Or just Googled a list themselves and made their list.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to vouch for the integrity of this list. So the first one that comes up is Capri Sun. And I'll tell you what.
Capri Sun came out in the 90s? I mean, like...
It was just something that was a big 90s thing.
I guess, yeah. Everybody liked Capri Sun. I mean,
you know what? I liked it, but I was an idiot with Capri Sun.
Tell me it's the straw.
I stabbed that straw all the way through.
I could not ever do that fucking thing.
Never.
You'd either go through it or you'd hit it and it wouldn't do it. You hit it 3 times.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? And you're hitting it
everywhere. You might as well hop in that Bronco and drive down the road because you just stabbed the shit out of that thing.
Exactly. Right. But I mean, I would get to a point where I would actually cut the top off.
Yeah.
No lie. And then put my little straw in there.
It was frustrating as hell.
Yeah. And by the way, Capri Sun, if I know you're still around, can you give a motherfucker more than 3 fucking ounces of juice?
I know. You sip through that little straw, and then all of a sudden it's flat, and you're like, what the?
Yeah. It's like a shot. It's like a shot of juice for a child. It's like, here's some sugar. And it was honestly the worst. There was nothing. And you know what? They still make it now, I know. Mm-hmm. They came out with a water at one point. I noticed this. Capri Sun water. It was like a tasty water, I guess.
Isn't that what juice is?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's the same thing. It's just sugar water. That's what you were giving us fucking in the 90s. But yeah, I one thing I do remember is blowing up the Capri Sun pack.
I don't think I ever did that. But
it
makes sense.
We used to always.
You know why I never did that? Mm-hmm. Because I could never get the straw in there tight enough to actually do that.
Yeah. So you had nothing left.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, we would blow it up and then sometimes put it down and have people sit on it and stuff. That was fun.
So the second thing that comes up is the troll dolls with the crazy blue hair.
And this isn't like Trolls now.
No, but it definitely spawns from this.
Yeah,
with the crazy hair and stuff.
They had the crazy hair, but they were a lot different. I don't even know why they were a thing, to be honest.
They were just ugly little dolls, with crazy hair.
Horrifyingly ugly dolls.
You know what they did, though? It was a marketing thing. Because I remember at my last job, there was, in the office, there was a troll doll sitting up on this, top of this wall. It was a cut-off wall, that went up, 10 feet, and then there was nothing. So there was this troll doll that sat up there that had a Sox uniform on. And, you start putting sports uniforms and stuff on things, you'll start selling them.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I didn't buy troll dolls when I was...
Yeah, my sister had troll dolls. I remember her having some, and I remember they had I think they had a little hairbrush that you could brush their little
troll
mop of hair that was just ridiculous. Yeah, really. Yeah, I think 90s kids will remember them maybe, but
I could see it being on this list, but it was not really a thing for me.
Yeah.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch comes up next. Which
I didn't even remember that was 90s.
I didn't really watch that show.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was later in the 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was.
I remember
might have been later on TGIF when they had the. If I remember correctly, a little after Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Anyway, but I do remember that the cat was so horribly done. They had this talking cat in the show.
People loved that cat, though.
I know. They loved the shit out of it. But the thing was, you could totally tell it was some guy holding a stick in a cat's ass. And
so I've seen a little bit of the Netflix series that's out now.
Is that
the cat does not talk in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, it's a fine.
Isn't that one supposed to be more like
it's a little
adulty?
More serious-ish.
Yeah.
So another thing on the list is the pool noodle.
That's just stupid. What if you don't remember a pool noodle? If you've been in a pool, you've used a pool noodle, or you've at least seen it. If you've gone to the dollar store.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you've ever driven past Five Below,
yeah.
you've been smacked with a pool noodle.
A pool noodle. What that is? Who made this list? Well, we already said we don't know, but that's ridiculous.
I could find out, but I don't. It's not even
That's
matter.
not even, like, hey, you crazy 2000s guys that grew up then. You'd have to see this thing that we used to have in the 90s. It was a noodle.
Only we would know about
pool.
the pool noodle.
Yeah, nobody else ever saw that.
So Polly Pockets is next on the list.
I think first of all, Polly Pockets, I believe, is still around. But
I think it's back. I think it's one of those retro items that came back.
Second, was it even that big? I mean, I remember.
I think we both had sisters.
Yeah.
I think my sisters had some, but I don't remember. Like,
I remember there was like a little case that they would open up, and they had like their own little world or something. Like, oh hey, this is my purse, and then put it down, open it up, and
so it was like the girl version of those like Micro Machine places.
Yeah, like micro machines, except for girls, basically. Yeah,
and didn't have cars,
and not as cool. Yeah.
Blowing on your CD before playing it, was that a thing? Blowing on the CD? I remember brushing it on something that you thought might be safe. Oh,
that's what they're talking about.
All right.
Yeah, like I guess you're blowing on it, but really it's more of like exhaling. Like
and
you didn't actually blow on.
Blowing
CD.
is exhaling, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you blow, you're like.
But you'd like wipe it then. Like it was really just.
It was more just to get it so you could wipe it. Yeah. So I mean, and honestly, in the 90s, I can remember most of my CDs working fine. It's later on,
right,
when they started getting the scratches and stuff.
Remember in the 90s when they got scratches, we had those machines that we would buy.
Yeah, you turn them,
and like all they would actually do was scratch it more.
Yeah, but if you scratched it more, then it worked again.
Worked.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Still the best media.
So you mentioned TGIF earlier, but TGIF is next on the list.
Oh my God! Let's see how many TGIF. Let's go through this. How many?
I don't have like a complete list, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go back and forth. So you name one, I'll name one that were on TGIF.
All right. So Family Matters.
Yes. Okay. Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
And then I will go with Carl. Was great. I loved Carl. That girl that died. That was Steve Urkel's girlfriend. She actually died.
Did you fake that?
No. That was
it was real. Okay.
That was a real death later on. I'll go with Step by Step.
Yeah.
That was later 90s one, but that was a big one.
That was, what's his name?
Patrick Duffy.
Yeah, Patrick Duffy. Sure.
Yeah. And Stacy, oh God, what was her name? Was it Stacy Keach?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Or that might have been a guy actor, but it was something. She was from My Two Dads. Yeah, which was not a TJF show, I don't think, but also a good show.
Perfect Strangers was TJF at the beginning.
That's a good one. Yeah. Little known fact, Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
I think I knew that, but I forgot about that.
Yeah, the mom in Family Matters worked in the newspaper with Belky and Larry.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Full House is an obvious one. That was probably the biggest one of the...
Yeah, that even got a recreation.
Yeah,
and
which was still the same show.
Still, it's still bad, but it's still watchable, and it actually,
the nostalgic side of me.
Yeah, nostalgia and Stephanie, but So I mean, like still watchable, And then let me think. I did Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was one. That was on the later ones. I'm not sure if Sabrina was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It started going down near the end. Like they just started throwing crap on there. Like they were, throwing stuff at the wall. But those were the ones that we named were the big ones I can remember. From it, like that we would that was like appointment television. Like
I thought we're missing
honestly
a really big one.
Honestly, TGIF Fridays were awesome.
It's kind of like it's like the equivalent of like a handful of years back when NBC owned Thursday night.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I know this is going to be really cheesy.
Boy Meets World was one.
Oh, there you go.
Sabrina was one. I was thinking there was some kind of animated type one. Dinosaurs was TGIF.
Oh, Dinosaurs was
not the
great.
mama.
Yes, That my dad loved that show. I
was
bought him
good.
the DVD set when it
I've
came
watched
out.
it pretty recently. I think it might be on Netflix or something.
It's
I
still
watched some of
good.
it. Yeah,
It's still fun. The worst, like not worst, but like most depressing end to a series ever. Do you remember the end of that? Like they all die in the last episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But
yeah.
glad you mentioned it. So Clueless, the series, was one.
Okay, well that doesn't need to be on this list.
Going Places, I don't even remember.
Nope, don't remember that.
Just
one.
the 10 of us.
Just the 10 of us was part of that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You wish I don't. Oh, Sister.
Sister. How do we miss that one? Tia and Tamara Mallory, yes.
Baby Talk.
Don't know that. That sounds like a ripoff of Look Who's Talking, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aliens in the Family.
What?
Where I Live. Camp Wilder. Brothers Keeper. There's a lot of. Muppets Tonight was when. That must have been like towards the very end of it.
Oh well, they did try to reboot it at some point. Maybe that was it.
The Hughleys.
The Hughleys. Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, with D.L. Hughley.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we got our list then.
Yeah, TGIF was a.
So we could name like 5 of them, and then there was a whole bunch of others
Yeah.
that weren't really good.
So next on the list was the American Girl doll. So we can just keep scrolling.
Is that shit like big now? I didn't even think American Girl was big then.
Well, that's because we weren't girls then.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
since your operation, you would
but
think
we
that.
both had... Yeah, exactly. But we both had sisters. Neither
Yeah, but we didn't have money.
Oh, that's right. We were poor. Yeah. Okay.
We were never poor, but we didn't have money.
I was poor.
Next on the list is getting pissed when your sister taped over your favorite show. And you know what? That was always a risk, but that's if you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
I kept my shit.
Yeah. And you know what? There was a little thing on the goddamn
Yes,
video
I would tear
thing,
that off.
and you tear that shit off, and
And
nobody
I
could
monitored
do it.
that. Like
Thank
I would
you.
put tape over it if I was
Yeah.
going to record over something myself
Now,
or
people
add
were
something
dumb.
to it.
People were dumb and
Yeah,
they didn't do that.
if you're dumb,
But that
that's
was
the
their
same with
fault.
cassettes, the audio cassettes. They had
Right.
little tabs on top.
Exactly. You can stop people from doing it. That's your own goddamn fault.
Yep.
So you know what, sister?
Yeah.
If you did it, that's, you figured it out.
I think we decided this list was made by an idiot.
Yep. So far.
All right, so the next one is listening to nothing but girl bands.
Nothing but girl bands.
So we must be going through a list made for chicks.
Well,
But-
wait a minute. What are girl bands?
Spice Girls.
Well, that was like the end of the 90s.
It's still the 90s.
Yeah, but like the middle of the 90s.
It's also something that only 90s kid would remember.
But it was like dude bands, right? Like, wasn't Backstreet Boys or was that like 2000s?
I don't know. Like that was after us, but there was like New Kids and stuff.
New Kids was
Like anything that you might pull up in Tiger Beat.
right. Yeah.
I'm ashamed
Tiger
to.
Beat will be on.
I'm ashamed to admit this is the second time in a week that the
Tiger Beat
has
came
come
up.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
I thought you were gonna say.
Unless
I'm
you're
ashamed
listening-
to admit how many times I masturbated to Tiger Beat.
Why would I be ashamed of that? So the next one on the list was unless you're listening to a boy band, in which they
Oh,
do,
what the
they
hell?
do
Okay.
listen. They do listen. They list NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees.
Yeah. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, and New Kids in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, boy bands were big. I guess the girl band, but the only girl band I remember is Spice Girls. Unless they're talking about like TLC or something, or like Salt and Pepper.
They were more legit than just to be a girl.
Yeah,
band.
they weren't just like. I mean, these guys, the ones that we're talking about, the boy bands were just boy bands. They were, get together. I mean, and they had the dolls for the New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
My sister had like.
They might have for the other ones too, but I think we were all too old to know better at that time.
Everything though in the beginning of the 90s was New Kids and KOTB, like sleepwear, and like it was crazy for girls. And dudes, like all we did was like, hey, you hear about Joey taking semen in his ass, or like, or like there was like that thing where
That was
like, he
all we
supposed
ever
to-
talked about.
Do you remember when there was this story about like one of them getting their stomach pumped for semen, like swallowed sperm? Do you remember?
Why would they
that?
get their stomach pumped? That sounds like a
It was
sounds like a made up story.
It was made up, but I remember it going around. It was crazy.
Okay, so the next one on the list, spending time at your friend's house because they have a trampoline. That wasn't us.
No. Our trampoline was a bed. Like we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't have no tramp.
If I spent time at my friend's house in the backyard, it was to trip over tree roots.
Yeah, exactly. There was no travel. There wasn't anything that we had outside to keep ourselves going. I mean, like mainly the things that we did was like we go to the friend's house and sit.
And then go somewhere else.
Then go somewhere else, yeah. And then walk for 2 hours.
So, Total Request Live. That was big.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All those MTV shows, like, because even, that was probably later 90s.
Yeah.
But, like,
that was
120 Minutes
was Carson Daly the host of that then? Yeah.
Was he always the host of that, or did it continue after him?
I thought he left afterward. I don't know. Because he had his own show, too, so, like, on Channel 5 or something late at night that nobody watched, if I remember.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah, so that might still be on, I don't know. But
that guy was like the Ryan Seacrest of the 90s, though.
Yeah, he was on everything back then.
He was good.
I didn't have a problem with him. Yeah. I mean, better than Ryan Seacrest. What were we saying, though, besides... Oh, the other stuff on MTV.
Yeah, like...
120 Minutes
120 Minutes was great.
Oh, my God.
There was...
I remember Headbangers Ball, but that was before the 90s, I think. Yo MTV Raps?
Yeah, that was early 90s, probably. Yeah.
That was good stuff.
They had some good stuff back then. This goes back to 20 years ago, January 1st, 2000. But leading up to that was the freak out over Y2K.
Yeah.
That was real.
Huge, yeah.
We were, I was working at Best Buy at the time.
Was I?
I don't remember.
I think I was, yeah, because I think 98 to 2000. Or I might have been Circuit City. I don't remember.
You were somewhere. But either way, we were both in a position to see, like, the freak out, the
people
build
were
up,
nuts.
to get things updated by the... it wasn't Geek Squad yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it was whatever the tech staff was there. And then people buying new stuff because they were afraid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, it's going to turn out. And then nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know why it was like, they thought that would crash a computer because...
Isn't it crazy that 20 years later there's like a real virus going around killing people
and nobody
and
cares.
there's like less of a freak out?
yeah, exactly. It's pretty crazy, yeah. I mean, oh my God, I can remember Y2K. Best thing came out of Y2K? Y2J.
Ah, yes.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah. He was like the last wrestler I think that I ever got into.
Oh, it was so awesome. Remember the countdown that was on the countdown would come up on the screen, and it would count down to, and like nobody knew what the hell was happening, and then all of a sudden he comes out, like The Rock I think was talking. The countdown came up, and right when it was, it was like Y2J, and it was like, oh my fuck, who's this dude?
So the next one. Worshipping Brittany and Justin as the ultimate power couple. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's horrible.
But I will say, Justin Timberlake is funny as hell.
I do like Justin Timberlake. And
he grew on me over like the last 20 years.
I had no idea about like what he was back then. I was just like, oh, he's the guy that's doing music and banging.
I mean, he did like the Mickey Mouse Club or whatever before that.
Right, yeah. But like, I enjoy Justin Timberlake now.
Yeah,
even some of his music. Yeah, I even like some of his music. So, and Britney was huge back then. Remember it would be at Best Buy, and it was like, first of all, I think she was the number one.
I was walking around saying, "We need to turn this off. This trash is offensive."
Right. And every time it would jump onto the screen, there'd be like a group of people around the TVs.
It is true, though.
Yeah, it is. It was horrible for Hit Me Baby One More Time.
They had like 15 different videos that would revolve around, and it'd be like crickets, and then all of a sudden Britney Spears would come on.
Everybody's like, "Whoa, what's this?"
Every customer in the store would come over, and yep.
And I remember like when the World Wide Web was in its infancy, when she was like the most Googled person for years.
I don't remember that.
Or maybe not Google, but most search.
Yeah, Google
wasn't
even a thing yet.
Google,
but
Yahoo were, God, what was that one? As Jeeves or whatever.
Yeah. So the next thing is the Tamagotchi.
Okay, so I do remember the Tamagotchi. Like, you had the little pet, right? And, like, there was a bunch of... I remember the knockoffs more than the real ones.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody made a knockoff of it. And, but, like...
I remember. So like Tamagotchi also kind of was a precursor to a lot of the stuff that like the handheld stuff that we have now. I think like in a way like that. And that was like one of the first like things that was done that was people were interested in. And but like I remember the one thing I think I could think of that it influenced that I know I had. I don't know if you had, but the for the Dreamcast the
the VMUs.
Yeah, the VMUs that you plug in and then you pull it out and there was a screen and
down the guys.
Like there was, I don't remember. Maybe it was even Phantasy Star Online. Could you do something with your mag?
Yeah, you could do something with your mag. Yeah. Faster. So I mean, there was some cool things.
So yeah, they get.
And Tamagotchi was. I mean, like it was really the worst thing about it is it like you forgot it for a day and the thing was dead and like then you had to completely reset your thing. So you had to like put a fucking pin in there and reset the whole thing. So I mean, it was a pain in the ass. But I mean,
you're not supposed to put it in your ass.
But I mean, I think I used Tiger electronic stuff more than that. That's one thing I remember from the 90s was those handheld Tiger
Those
games.
are coming back.
Are they? Well, see, those were cool as hell.
They're really terrible, but at the time they were cool as hell.
Yeah, they're bad. But
I wouldn't buy any of the rehashes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, at first I started reading it and I was like, this is dumb. But it is true. And it's actually something that I kind of do again now. But getting up to pee during commercial breaks. Remember, like a commercial come on and you would race to the bathroom and race back?
People today have no idea, or well, not people, but
like
kids today have
now
no idea.
I'll watch like something on Hulu, and I have the version that has commercials. So when commercials come, sometimes I'll race to the bathroom and back.
Okay,
but otherwise, you can just pause now. Like you can do that with live TV even. So there's no need.
There's no need to do that. Yeah, but we had to. If you missed something, you missed it. Yeah. That was it. I can also remember taking your VCR, and when you would tape something, you would tape it so that you didn't have to watch the commercials.
Yeah.
So you could fast forward through the commercials and watch it. Like the VCR was this great invention of human quality.
All right, the next one on the list is using the internet for the first time.
Oh my God.
This could be an entire episode. So we'll just hit some highlights. One was definitely the problem of if you're using the internet. For one, it takes forever to connect.
Right.
It's making all these crazy noises.
Yeah.
And then
everybody
it's like...
everybody had AOL, which I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. You had the disc. You had to put the disc in and you get AOL.
And if you didn't... Like, no matter whether you or not you had AOL, you got the disc like every other day in the mail.
Oh, yeah, because they were just pushing the shit out of it. I actually had a wall set up of all... I put AOL stuff on my wall in my room.
I remember your AOL wall.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was all the discs. I put the discs together into an AOL wall.
But the other thing was, if like your sister decided to pick up the phone,
you're off.
Boom, you're done.
Yep.
So
I don't know. Worst thing for porn. Like, you be in the middle
was there even porn yet back then?
You could find it. It wasn't as hefty.
But, like, I remember, like, trying to play a game online, and then all of a sudden,
boom,
you're just done.
Yeah. There was, like, no doing that. And, like, you chat on AIM.
Yeah.
Like, you would chat with people and go into chat rooms, and there was always crazy people in the chat
All the
rooms.
chat rooms were dudes looking for chicks.
As they would say, thirsty dudes these days.
And it would always be, as soon as you pop in, people would be like, ASL.
Yep.
Age, sex, location.
Yep. And I'd always put 17, yes, please. And in the ass.
So nothing's changed that much over the last 30 years. All right, we're going to wrap up the list right now with that one and continue on with it on the next episode.
Exciting episode.
So thanks for checking us out. Find us on muckspout.com or anywhere on the internet except for AIM.
Yeah, don't look on AOL. If you have it, if you have it, then you probably aren't listening to a podcast. So
true that.
Yeah. Night, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and look for us on social media.